Hello, everyone. I'm really glad you're here today. This video is a gentle sharing, and I truly believe it may bring something useful and calming into your life. There was a time when I stopped chasing happiness, and that moment changed everything. I used to believe happiness had to be achieved a better job, a better body, a life that looked right in the eyes of others. The more I tried to reach it, the more exhausted and pressured I felt. Slowly, my thinking began to shift. I learned that I didn't have to force myself to feel happy. Some days, simply not feeling overwhelmed was already enough. When I allowed myself to slow down, I started noticing how deeply tired my mind and body had been all along. This video was created to share my personal experiences with simple Japanese habits that support both physical and mental well-being. I hope that if you're feeling lost, stressed, or quietly overwhelmed, like I once was, you may find ideas here that help you adjust your own rhythm in a kinder way. If this resonates with you, keep watching and feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more gentle, meaningful insights ahead. First, we begin with living in the present. I learned one quiet lesson from the Japanese way of living. Happiness is not something to chase, but something to notice. For a long time, I kept asking myself, when will I finally be happy? That question carried impatience and pressure. Slowly, I began to replace it with a softer one. At this moment, what part of my life is already okay? This small change in thinking eased my mind. It reminded me that happiness is not a destination waiting in the future, but a feeling hidden in ordinary moments. In Japan, people often practice being fully present without calling it a technique. They focus on doing one thing at a time with calm attention. This habit protects both mental clarity and emotional balance. I noticed how different my body felt when I stopped multitasking. I no longer ate while scrolling on my phone. I no longer rushed through simple tasks as if they were obstacles. Now when I wash dishes, I only wash dishes. I feel the warmth of the water, the gentle movement of my hands, the quiet rhythm of the task. When I drink tea, I truly taste it, the soft bitterness, the comforting heat spreading slowly through my mouth and chest. These moments may seem insignificant, but they steady my emotions and calm my thoughts. Living in the present is not only a way of thinking, it also needs a quiet daily practice. This is where meditation gently enters everyday life. Now we move on to daily meditation. Meditation to me is not about escaping life. It is about creating a small, gentle space for the mind to rest. When I first learned about meditation through Japanese lifestyle practices, I realized something important. There is no need to be perfect. I stopped worrying about whether I was doing it right or wrong. I also let go of the idea that meditation meant forcing my mind to become completely empty. That expectation only created tension. Instead, I learned to approach meditation with kindness and patience toward myself. Meditation is often simple and practical. It does not require special rooms or long hours. What matters is consistency and presence. I sit quietly for 5 to 10 minutes each day, usually without any music or guidance. I place my hands gently on my abdomen and feel my breath rise and fall. This physical awareness anchors me in the present moment and calms my nervous system. Studies show that slow, mindful breathing can reduce stress and improve emotional regulation, which explains why such a simple practice feels so powerful. Some evenings I meditate while sitting on my bed before sleep. There are days when my thoughts become restless, unfinished work, worries about the future, quiet fears I did not notice during the day. When that happens, I do not resist them. I simply acknowledge their presence and softly return my attention to my breath. Each return feels like coming home. This gentle form of meditation has taught me balance. It does not erase problems, but it gives me the clarity and calmness to face them with a lighter heart. If this gentle way of caring for the mind speaks to you, don't miss tomorrow's video. I'll be sharing a rarely discussed decluttering insight from a minimalist perspective, practical, honest, and deeply useful. You'll likely realize it's exactly what you need. When the mind becomes calmer, the body naturally wants to move, not forcefully, but in simple, natural ways woven into daily routines. Next, let's talk about living actively. Not through intense workouts, but by weaving small, natural movements into everyday life, just as many people in Japan do. For many years, I believed physical activity meant scheduled workouts and strict discipline. That mindset made movement feel heavy and tiring before I even began. Gradually, I discovered a different perspective. Movement can be a natural part of living. In Japan, daily life itself encourages gentle motion without pressure or guilt. This shift in thinking changed how my body and mind respond to activity. Instead of telling myself I must work out, I began asking, how can I move more naturally today? I walk whenever possible, even for short distances. I stand up, stretch my arms, and roll my shoulders after every hour of work. These small actions wake up my body, improve circulation, and prevent the stiffness that often comes with long hours of sitting. Research shows that light, frequent movement supports both physical health and mental clarity better than long periods of inactivity. In daily life, I choose to go to the nearby market rather than ordering food online. Carrying groceries, walking home, and greeting familiar faces make the experience feel alive. At home, I treat cleaning as a form of light exercise. Sweeping the floor, organizing shelves, or wiping surfaces keeps my body gently active, while my mind feels surprisingly calm. This Japanese-inspired approach teaches me that health does not require intensity. By integrating movement into ordinary moments, I feel more energetic, less stressed, and quietly joyful, without forcing myself to be someone I am not. After a day of gentle movement, the Japanese way teaches us how to rest deeply, turning even bathing into a moment of healing. At this point, we come to simple warm bath. Before bathing, I prepare the space with intention. The water is warm, around 40 degrees, never too hot. I leave my phone outside the bathroom. This simple decision already feels like relief, as if the world pauses at the door. In Japanese culture, bathing is not rushed hygiene. It is a moment to reset the body and mind. During the 15 minutes of soaking, I consciously relax my shoulders, neck, and lower back areas where stress often hides. I do not review my to-do list or replay unfinished conversations. When work-related thoughts appear, I gently let them go. The warmth of the water does the work I often forget to do for myself. It loosens tight muscles, slows my breathing, and softens my emotions. Studies suggest that warm baths help reduce muscle tension and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which explains the deep sense of calm I feel. After stepping out of the bath, my body feels lighter, almost as if some invisible weight has been lifted. My movements slow naturally and my thoughts become quieter. On these nights, sleep arrives quickly and deeply. I wake up the next morning feeling restored rather than drained. This bathing ritual taught me something essential. Taking care of myself does not require luxury or complexity. Sometimes 15 warm minutes are enough to remind me that rest is not a reward, it is a necessity. Rest does not stop at big rituals. It continues through the smallest daily acts that quietly protect the body over time. Here, we shift our focus to caring for the body. I do this twice a day, once in the morning after waking up and once at night before going to bed. It takes less than a minute, yet it quietly sets the tone for how I treat myself. In the morning, the salt water refreshes my mouth and throat, helping me feel clean and awake without rushing. At night, it feels like a gentle closing ritual, signaling my body that the day is ending. Over time, I noticed clear benefits. I experience fewer sore throats, especially during seasonal changes. My mouth feels cleaner and more comfortable, and my breath feels naturally fresh. This habit reminds me that health is not only built through big actions, but through consistent, thoughtful care. In Japan, prevention is valued deeply, and this simple practice reflects that mindset, protecting the body before problems appear. More importantly, this habit changed how I see self-care. I used to believe caring for myself required complicated routines or expensive products. Now I understand that kindness toward the body can begin with something very small. Rinsing with salt water is not dramatic or impressive, but it is sincere. Caring for the body also means listening carefully, especially when it comes to food and the signals we often ignore. Now let's explore listening to hunger. In the past, I often reached for snacks not because I was hungry, but because I felt bored, stressed, or emotionally tired. Food became a quick comfort, filling pauses rather than nourishing my body. Over time, I realized this habit made me feel heavy and disconnected from my real needs. Japanese food culture, with its respect for regular meals and natural hunger cues, encouraged me to slow down and observe myself more carefully. Now, when I feel the urge to snack, I pause. I drink a glass of water and wait for 10 minutes. During that time, I ask myself a simple question. Am I truly hungry, or am I just exhausted? Often the craving fades. Sometimes what I need is rest, fresh air, or a few deep breaths. This small pause creates space between impulse and action, helping me respond rather than react. As I practiced this habit, I noticed meaningful changes. My main meals became more enjoyable and I tasted food more fully. I no longer arrived at the table half full or distracted. My digestion improved and my energy levels felt steadier throughout the day. Japanese eating habits emphasize balance and awareness, and I now understand why they protect both physical health and emotional stability. More than anything, this practice taught me self-respect. I learned to trust my body's signals. Eating less often did not mean deprivation. It meant clarity. I feel lighter, calmer, and more in harmony with myself. What we drink every day shapes our energy just as much as what we eat, and sometimes the gentlest choices are the most supportive. Next, we arrive at drinking barley tea, a gentle replacement for caffeine that changed my energy, digestion, and relationship with calm throughout the day. Coffee and sweet drinks gave me quick energy, but also left me restless and tired later. Gradually, I learned to replace these habits with Mujicha Japanese barley tea. It contains no caffeine, yet it feels grounding and comforting. This change was not about restriction, but about choosing what truly supports my body. Each morning, I brew a pot of barley tea and carry it with me throughout the day. In the morning, I drink it warm to wake my body gently. At midday, I enjoy it cool and refreshing. This simple routine fits naturally into my schedule and keeps me hydrated without overstimulation. Japanese culture often values balance over intensity, and this habit reflects that philosophy clearly. Over time, I noticed real changes. My digestion became smoother and my stomach felt lighter after meals. I also felt less anxious and less dependent on caffeine for focus. In the evenings, I no longer struggled as much with restlessness or shallow sleep. Research suggests that reducing caffeine intake can improve sleep quality and nervous system stability, and my own experience confirms this. Beyond food and drink, the Japanese also respect the body's natural strength, especially in how it adapts to the cold. As we continue, we come to winter habit. Any sign of cold made me reach for the heater. Over time, however, I learned a different perspective. The human body has a natural ability to adapt, and gently challenging it can make it stronger. In Japan, people often respect this natural resilience rather than immediately seeking artificial comfort. In practice, I began by keeping my room slightly cool around 14-18 degrees when weather allowed. Instead of turning up the heat, I added a layer of clothing, a sweater, warm socks, or a scarf. This small change helped my body stay active rather than passive. I noticed that my circulation improved and I felt more awake, especially in the morning. Research suggests that mild cold exposure can support metabolic activity and mental alertness, which explained my experience. At first, the adjustment was uncomfortable. My body resisted the chill and I questioned whether this habit was worth it. But after a few days, something shifted. I no longer felt constantly tired or heavy. My mind became clearer and my body felt surprisingly energized. The cold no longer felt like an enemy, but like a quiet training partner. This habit taught me an important lesson. Caring for the body does not always mean indulging it. Just as they don't rush to escape the cold, they also don't fight the heat, aggressively choosing softer ways to stay comfortable. Right now, we're entering simple hand fan. Whenever the weather became hot, I chose a small change using a hand fan opening windows and allowing fresh air to move. I began to experience heat differently. In Japan, traditional fans are not only practical tools, but reminders to live in rhythm with the environment. Using a hand fan naturally slows my movements. Each wave of air is created by my own hands, which makes me more aware of my breathing and body. I sit still for a moment instead of rushing, and that pause softens my mood. Research suggests that small pauses and mindful breathing can reduce irritability, especially during physical discomfort, such as heat. Emotionally, this habit brought unexpected calm. I found myself becoming less easily irritated by warm weather. Instead of fighting the heat, I learned to coexist with it. The gentle motion of the fan became almost meditative, helping my mind settle as my body cooled gradually. This simple practice taught me that comfort does not always come from technology. Sometimes it comes from patience and presence. By choosing natural cooling, I not only felt cooler, I felt calmer, lighter, and more in harmony with my surroundings. Finally, we end with discipline and minimalism, where fewer choices, gentle routines, and simplicity create mental clarity and a quieter, lighter inner life. Fewer objects meant fewer decisions. With less clutter around me, my mornings felt quieter. I owned fewer clothes, used fewer tools, and stopped chasing convenience for every small discomfort. In Japan, minimalism is not about deprivation. It is about clarity. By removing excess, daily life becomes easier to manage and easier to enjoy. Alongside this, I practiced a soft form of discipline. I tried to sleep, eat, and organize my day at roughly the same times. Not perfectly, but consistently enough to give my body a sense of rhythm. I did not force myself to be ideal or productive at all times. Instead, I aimed for stability. This gentle structure helped my nervous system relax because it no longer had to guess what came next. At first, this lifestyle felt strict. I worried it would limit my freedom. Surprisingly, the opposite happened. With fewer choices to make, each day my mind felt lighter. I spent less energy deciding and more energy living. My thoughts became calmer and emotional exhaustion slowly faded. Research on decision fatigue supports this experience. Fewer daily choices reduce mental strain. When life is less crowded, the heart breathes more easily. I feel more present, less overwhelmed, and quietly content without trying too hard. Today's habits remind us that true well-being often comes from small, gentle choices living in the present, caring for the body with intention. Together, these Japanese-inspired practices show that a healthy and joyful life does not require extremes, only consistency and kindness toward ourselves. If you've been feeling tired, overwhelmed, or disconnected, know that you are not alone. I'm walking this slow, mindful path with you, one simple habit at a time. I also have a separate video where I share a rarely discussed truth about decluttering from a minimalist perspective, an insight most people never talk about. And I truly recommend watching it right after this video because missing it would mean missing something deeply practical and life-changing. If this video was helpful, Please like, share, and subscribe, and pass these gentle ideas on to your friends and loved ones because you deserve a calmer, more enjoyable life.